Do you want to have $3 million when you retire? Because I sure do. And the best way to make that happen is by opening up yourself a Roth IRA. Now, a Roth IRA is a retirement targeted investment fund where you're only able to contribute a certain amount of money each year, and it has to already have been taxed money. But the dividends and the returns that you'll receive on this are tremendous. Now, there's a couple of stipulations to how this fund works. One, for starters, any income that you put into your Roth IRA has to have been taxed income already, which means if you get your paycheck and it's $2,000, but they take out 20%, so you get $1,600, that $1,600 is now eligible to be placed into your Roth IRA. If you're just given $1,000 and you don't pay taxes on it, it's just a little under the table, that money is not eligible to go into your Roth IRA. So if you're not a tax-paying person, there's really no way into a Roth IRA unless you get a job and you start paying some taxes, which is unfortunate, but the benefits that you're going to receive are amazing. So it's definitely worth opening one up. The second stipulation is that you can only place a select amount of money. Last year, it was $6,500. This year, it's up to $7,000 that you can contribute yearly, which is roughly $262 every couple of weeks and some change if you want to hit that number. And then if you're over 50 years old, you get to play catch up and you can do an extra $1,000 a year to kind of make up for previous contributions that you didn't end up putting in. Now, if you don't hit the full amount, don't worry. You always have until April of the next year to continue contributing. But if I don't contribute the full $7,000 for this year by April of next year, I never get to contribute on this year's again. There's no way to go back and make up for that contribution. And the reason that it's so powerful that you contribute when you're young is because when you're making interest on the money, you're going to make interest on the money you made interest on, and the money you made interest on is going to make money on the money that you just made interest on again, which means that every 7 or so years, your money should theoretically be doubling as long as the market stays afloat and stays at the right levels. Nothing's guaranteed in life except for taxes and death, but as long as the money looks good, you're going to be doubling every 7 or so years, which means if you're putting in $7,000 a year for 20, 30 years, let's say 30 years from 20 to 50, you're putting in $210,000 and you're going to end with $3 million if the market stays good. And that money is going to grow and you're going to take it out and you already paid taxes on it, so you're not going to have to pay taxes on it again. And the reason that it's so powerful is just because that money continues compiling and compiling, and you keep making dividends and making dividends and making dividends on your dividends and on your dividends. And it's so, so powerful. It's probably the best retirement account that I personally think somebody should open, especially in your younger years. There is a third stipulation, though. The third stipulation on a Roth IRA is if you make too much money, you can't have one. If you make over $140,000 of tax money every year, you can't contribute into a Roth IRA, but I know there are some loopholes. I don't know exactly how they work, but I've heard that you can invest into a traditional IRA and then you can roll it into a Roth IRA afterwards, which kind of means that you can still do it. It just takes a little bit of mental jumping through hoops, to get to your desired destination without just going directly from point A to point B. You also have to go point A to point C and then back to point B. But you'll get there overall the same way. If you don't have a Roth IRA, you are leaving so much money on the table. To summarize, a Roth IRA is a targeted retirement account where you're going to be putting money in and it's going to be gaining interest on itself, and then it's going to pay back interest on the interest that you just got. You can put only taxed money into a Roth IRA, and you can only put $7,000 a year currently for this year. Unless you're over 50, you can put an extra $1,000 in. But I do believe that if you are a young adult, just turning 18, any age, as long as you're not, obviously, if you're like 60, it's probably not the time for Roth IRA. It's probably the time for panic mode if you don't have a retirement. But if you are between the ages of 18 and 27, I would say the first thing you should be doing is opening up an account through Vanguard or another exchange where you can get a Roth IRA going. You don't even need to put all the money up front. It just takes $1,000 to open up an account. You can open it up and just set up an automatic payment from your bank into your Roth every time you get a paycheck. So for me, I have it set up so every other Tuesday, which is when I get paid, it automatically takes out the $262.58 or so right when I get paid from my paycheck, and it gets distributed into my Roth IRA. I don't even have to think about it, and it'll be maxed out. And I know, as even if I fail at everything else in life, at least in my back pocket, I'll still have my Roth. And that is a powerful thing to hold on to, especially if two people have them and you're working together. You'll be definitely set for life. Because then once you claim your money from your Roth, you can invest it into a money market or into the market again, and you can live off of the dividends that you receive off of that. If you have $3 million in a money market and if you have $3 million in a money market and you're getting 5% a year, that's $150,000 that you can live on a year, and you never have to touch your principal amount. The one other thing I forgot to touch on is there are fees if you take out your money too soon, but you can take out your contribution and not get charged a fee. You just can't take out your interest without getting charged a fee if you go too early. But you shouldn't be touching your Roth unless it's like an absolute dire emergency. And that is how you can retire with $3 million very easily. Thank you for watching, everyone. My name is Jeremy Mandel. I'll see you next time.